Inexplicable murder of an elderly man, Ron Cousins, in Chelmsford. Police have talked to nearly 1,000 people in house-to-house inquiries, another 260 in stop checks in the street, and they've taken nearly 600 statements. Neighbours and acquaintances have been more than willing to help, but all to no avail. This appeal to Crimewatch viewers is frankly their last hope of finding whoever was callous enough to have killed a frail old man. Our reconstruction begins in the house next door to Mr. Cousins in the small hours of the day Ron died. On Saturday, April the 16th, the couple next door to Ron, David and Angela Bailey, left home early in the morning. They were off to France for the weekend.
Oh, it's a funny noise. Can you hear it?
Yeah, it sounds like it's coming from Ron's bathroom.
I thought it's a bit early to wake him up, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, we're running late anyway. Let's go.
Right.
Ron was born in this house, 5 Anchor Street. He'd lived all his life here. Closest to him was his widowed sister, Ruby, who lived nearby.
He loved people. You couldn't forget him. He was kind. That's the impression you get. He was kind. He'd do anything for anybody.
Hello, Ron. How are you, mate?
Hello, mate. How are you?
Nice to see you again.
Nice bit of green.
Yeah, not so bad.
The day of Ron's death, Friday, April the 15th, would seem to have started normally enough.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
All right. How's hubby?
He's fine.
Good.
You're going to be busy?
Oh, yeah. Look what they gave me down at the anchor.
That is nice,
Brilliant.
yes.
I'm going to get it framed.
Yes.
They look nice hanging up in my front.
Near enough everybody in the market knew him.
Are you?
He was the sort of man that you would like to have for your grandfather, because he was such a nice old boy. He was lonely, you could tell that, but he was nice, and I just got the, you know, sometimes the feeling just came that you wanted to take him home and look after him.
Later, he went to the Christchurch Day Centre, one of several church-run drop-in centres he frequented. He thrived on the company. Anne helps to run the centre.
I was always pleased to see him. He used to love coming for his lunch. And he was a kindly, lovely old man. He never grumbled. He was always happy, had a smile for you. If there was somebody there to listen to him, he would always chat. And he was just glad that he was able to be out and about amongst people.
Julie works as a secretary at an office in Anchor Street.
Won't be a minute, Jo. I'm just going across to the post box. All right, okay.
Late that afternoon, she saw Ron in the street, making his way home.
I'd only gone round the corner a couple of steps, but as I turned, I noticed Ron coming from the direction of the town, from the New London Road end. I always felt I wanted to stop, just to make sure he was okay.
Can't wait for the weather. I mean, if it's raining, I don't mind.
He had such a cheery personality.
Yeah, I know.
He never grumbled about anything. And he always wanted everybody to enjoy life. He never preached about anything. He obviously knew there was nasty people out there. There was bad in the world, but he could never ever see it in anybody.
You ought to get in and make yourself a nice cup of tea.
It's a good idea. Who could do with a cuppa now? Right, I'll see you.
And with that, I just told him to look after himself, and then he went down the back alley to the back of his house. And that was, unfortunately, the last I saw of him.
Shortly before 6 o'clock, Peter Morgan left work and headed for his Friday evening workout at the local gym, also in Anchor Street.
I saw a young man standing near the junction. He was about 5 foot 8 inches tall. He was slightly built and had long hair. As I looked at him, he turned away, and I thought he looked a bit suspicious. It was as though he didn't want me to notice him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Half an hour later, as Joanna Stevenson took her daughter to a German lesson, she saw a man fitting exactly the same description.
There was a man standing outside the terraced houses, right opposite where I turn into the car park. He seemed to be looking up the alleyway between the houses.
See you about 7.
5 minutes later, she remembers the man was still there. He was staring up at number 5 Anchor Street.
This time he was looking up at the bedroom window and then looking down again. He was still there as I pulled out and drove off home.
Right, Alan, I'm finished. I'll see you next week.
Peter Morgan had been in the gym nearly 2.5 hours. It was 8:10 when he left and walked down Anchor Street.
I saw this young man again. It was definitely him. I was a bit surprised that he was still there after 2.5 hours.
This time the man had moved to the end of the street, about 100 yards from Ron's house. No one is known to have seen or spoken to Ron that evening, but usually he'd watch television and read his Bible.
More on Newsnight on BBC 2 at 10:30, but that's the 9 o'clock news tonight. Good night.
Next door, the Baileys had an early start ahead of them for their trip to France in the morning.
Once the news was finished at 9:30, we went straight to bed. I think it was about 9:45. I was just dropping off and I heard some knocking on Ron's door. And I remember thinking, I wish they'd shut up because some of us have got to be up early in the morning. And it stopped and I dropped off to sleep.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
In the morning, a couple living 2 doors away were concerned to see Ron's curtains still drawn.
Yeah. Do you think Ron's all right? It's 10:30.
He'd be up by now. Do you think you'd better go and check? Could be ill, you know.
The bath was overflowing and the house had been ransacked. Ron had been strangled and stabbed.
You couldn't imagine anybody doing that to Ron. He wouldn't hurt a fly. I miss him coming round, I miss going out with him. There's a blank. And I expect I shall always miss him.
Well, Detective Superintendent, why would somebody want to do that to Ron?
Well, I don't know, really. He's an old man. He hadn't got any enemies as far as I know. He was in the habit of inviting people back to his home address, however, and maybe somebody came back that he fell out with, or maybe a robbery was the motive. I really don't know at this stage.
So it needn't be a local person, you think?
Oh, indeed not. He was in the habit of inviting anyone back to his home, and it could be somebody from outside the area.
Was anything missing?
Well, we had a search of the house and we can't determine that anything was missing. We found £700 hidden in the house, so obviously whoever the person was, they didn't find that money.
Now, the most important thing, of course, is to find the man that so many people saw that night.
Yes, indeed, yes. This man is described as being in his early 20s. He's about 5'8" to 5'9" tall. He's a slim man and he's got long, straight hair, which comes down to his shoulders but curls up at the edges. He's dressed in a beigey colour, grey colour, loose-fitting jacket.
It's a busy area there, so other people may have seen him too.
Very, very busy part of Chelmsford, and anyone could have seen this man lurking in the area.
The other thing you need to know is who may have called at Ron's house that evening.
Yes, there was a knock at the door at about 10 o'clock, we think. Clearly, we would like to identify who that person was knocking at his door.
Is there anything else you can deduce about Ron's killer?
Well, there was a lot of paint left in the address, and a lot of blood was left at the scene. Clearly this person will be covered in paint and will be covered in blood, and he may have made some efforts to have washed himself in the bath upstairs. So
Which is why the water was left running?
Exactly, yes.
So if somebody remembers somebody coming home covered in white emulsion paint and or blood, it was 8 months ago, remember, on Friday the 15th of April or Saturday the 16th of April. It is, as we said, quite possible that whoever holds the key to this investigation comes from beyond the immediate neighbourhood of Anchor Street and of Chelmsford. So if you do know something, please do ring us. Police officers are here to take your calls, and we're on 0500 600 600 here in the studio. Or you can call the incident room number in Chelmsford, which is 0245 452120. That's 0245, which is the code for Chelmsford, 452120.